Okay, hello YouTube. Welcome to this next FPL Family Manager of the Month video with a long-term patron of ours, Mr. Aaron Chen. Aaron, welcome to the channel.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm very good. I'm very good. And I'm very pleased to say, given the fact that you're based in Australia, we've got touch. I'm right. where's some wood I can touch, right? We've got no lag here. This is a really good connection on Zoom right now.
Yeah, it's pretty smooth. I love it. Yeah.
We're going to touch wood because you are halfway around the world. Thank you for, I was going to say staying up late. It's about 5 p.m. your time, right? So it's not too bad.
Yes, it is 5 p.m. right now.
Not too bad. Okay, cool. So we're going to talk a bit about the season we've just had in FPL. Of course, we've just finished the 1920 season, and you in particular had a very strong finish. Congratulations on winning our Manager of the Month Super League that we had for the restart since game week 30 to 38 for all of our patrons. You've had a fantastic end of the season. So I want to talk a bit about your secrets to your success and any FPL season highlights in a sec. But before we get into that, tell us a bit about yourself, where you're based. Clearly with that shirt that I can't believe that you've worn for this video, Aaron. You're obviously a Manchester United fan, so give us a bit of a feel for how that came about and why you support Man U.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I'm actually based in Melbourne, Australia. I actually grew up in Malaysia. I'm Malaysian by birth. I migrated here when I was 18 years old to study, and then I
Okay.
started working. I've been here for like 10 odd years, 12 years, I think. Yeah, I mean, Australia's a nice city. If you come visit, hit me up. I'd love to host you. But yeah, so how did I come about to support Man United? When I was a kid, my dad used to have football games on the channel on the TV, and I would just watch, right. And when I was growing up, I think it was like 5, 6 year old. I think that he's always watching like United. He watches other games. He doesn't really support any team. And then funny enough, when I was growing up, I was choosing a team. I was like, there's so many teams. Who do I support? I love the color red, and United was on TV, so I was support United.
You love
That's
the
how it
colour
came.
red. You're so close to Liverpool, Aaron. Come on, you were so close.
So I grew up supporting United. I have friends. I mean, I started watching football when I was like 10, 12, and then when I was in high school, I have friends who supported Liverpool. Obviously, I have friends who support Real Madrid, Barcelona, Chelsea as well, because at that time they were the team as well that was up and coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I watched them. I love them. I think I started supporting them when they had the treble season. I was too young to understand what the treble was, unfortunately. So I understand what they meant. And I watched the World Cup, and that really kickstarted, I guess, my whole football journey, watching football and whatnot. And growing up, players like Beckham, David Beckham was one of the players that I used to really like because I would imitate his free kicks
Oh, nice.
on the
Okay.
pitch. Yeah, and then
What
Ronaldo.
you like at curling it over the wall? Are you pretty good at that? Top corner, top bins.
I tried to. I haven't kicked the ball in like for years, so because it's not good, right? But yeah, I would imitate Beckham when I was growing up, and then Ronaldo came along. He was like one of my favorite players to
Oh
play
wow,
for.
yeah.
Paul Scholes as well. Those are the players that I really really follow, and I think now my favorite player is probably Bruno Fernandes and Rashford.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so growing up, I think watching all these players come through, and I really like what United stands for. United actually, for me, stands more like it's more like a family because growing up, I always followed players, and they're like very tight knit, especially during Ferguson era. So yeah, that's how I came about supporting United. It's been like how many years? Yeah, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I will
I mean,
certainly. I mean,
but I'm quite proud of my team.
well, certainly Ronaldo was. I mean, in FPL terms, was we
Yeah,
essential, right? He was one of those players you had to have him in. I can think of so many good Ronaldo goals, and it feels like every time I turn the TV on now, even playing in Serie A or wherever he's played around the world, he just scores banger after banger.
yeah, the most
Um,
iconic one, the free kick against Portsmouth. That one.
Oh man, yeah, that was the first time he kind of hit the valve, wasn't it? And it just kind of like
Yep.
David James, absolutely no chance in the goal there. Well, speaking of decent free kick takers, he absolutely could take one. But United going into next season of FPL, so we've got the sort of 2021 season coming up. Tell me a bit about, there's no doubt that Bruno Fernandes has completely changed the game at Old Trafford. United were kind of, in my view, having an okay season up until, the break. Bruno comes in and completely changes the game. So give me your view on United assets going forward, especially from an FPL perspective next season. Is it Bruno and no one else, or should we be doubling up with the Rashfords and the Martials, who's obviously had a very very good restart as well? What's your view?
For me, like you said, Bruno Fernandes, definitely. I mean, he's probably one of the first names on my team sheet going forward next season. Um, Depending on how he's priced, I think my personal view, Bruno Fernandes is going to be at least 10 million. Maybe even 11. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 11, really.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof,
Given
that'd
the
be
season that he
savage,
had.
wouldn't it? Yeah. Given that he
Yeah.
was such a bargain coming into, I say a bargain, we didn't know he was going to be a bargain, but then the first couple of games you watch him and you're like, yeah, man, this guy is definitely worth the money. But is he worth 11 up? It's just, that's a stretch. It's a
It's
stretch.
kind of hard because you will hope that in that range, when it's 11 million, you have your KDBs, your Sterlings, your Salah, probably like 12 mil in that price range. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be competitive. But yeah, Bruno is gonna be one of my team, one of my options in my team. Rashford would be one, depending if he is reclassified as a midfielder because he's playing more like one than a forward. Marshall will be good as well. I'm not sure if he gets moved forward. I don't know if it's a good value because we have your Jimenez and your Vardy. They provide pretty good value. But one player that I would really keep an eye on in price is Greenwood.
Yeah.
Greenwood,
Absolutely. Yeah. He's definitely not going to be in the 4 point something bracket
right?
again, right?
Greenwood is
Yeah.
going to be on the right wing and he's going to be
Yeah.
very good value. He's going to be at least 6 or 7 mil, but for that price range, I think you can't really fault it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, very good. And I want to get your view as well on some other potential young English players that might be on their way to Manchester United. A lot of talk about Mr. Jadon Sancho. We'll come to that a bit later on. Give me your view on the season gone, though, Aaron. So we've just finished the 1920 season. What were your highlights? What were your kind of FPL highlights from the season? If you want to talk about low lights, I'm cool with that as well. I've got plenty of those sitting next to Sam every Sunday at 8:30. As she regularly reminds me about the two Snodgrass goals that got deflected in for his 18-pointer a few months back. But give us your FPL highlights from the season.
A few definitely. I think mainly most of them were after the restart. Coming back, I think I got my highest score of the season. That was the week that we come back. I think it was game week 30 plus.
Yeah,
I think I scored 140 that week with a bench boost. And obviously, we were helped with that free wild card that we get after coming back from the break. I
yeah,
scored my highest score of the season that week, and then obviously can't fault it. I mean, coming back from on the last game week to win it by 4 points, 2 points, or 4 points with our league there. That was one of my biggest highs because I think everyone watching the game, my heart was pounding that whole game week, that whole time because United, watching United, you have to win the game or at least draw it. And obviously playing away at the King Power Stadium, we were like a bit shaky, but we got the job done. And then I was following my own team, trying to overtake because everyone was scoring. Like there's so many options with free hit being played, especially the top 10 of in our league. Everyone was just scoring points, and I was like, at one point I was like, oh man, I'm probably not gonna win it. And then the second half came, KDB just racking points after points after points. I was like, I must be dreaming. It's like
That was
2 a.m.
insane. I loved watching because it was really tight, right? It was really tight. That there was about 4 or 5 or maybe even 6 of you at the top of the Project Restart Super
Yeah,
League, and it was a mix, right? I think Scott Schrager was up there. I think Kunkaran was up there. You were definitely in the mix. So, but it was KDB that done the business, right? In a game week 38, when everyone, including myself, including Sam, was scrambling to get Sterling in and captain him. You just went, I'm going to go for the Belgian and stick it on Kevin De Bruyne, which absolutely came in for you, right?
yeah. And like you said, it was very close up top. I actually won because the the team in second place took a -4 hit. It was that close.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right.
-4 hit, and I was like, I won just by that. If he had not take the hit, well, again, we don't know. I forget what play he would have taken or not taken in. Right, he could have won without that. So it was very close.
I got to find out who that was that was second.
It
I
was
got to
Adam.
find
It
out. Let's
was Adam.
see. It was Adam Silito. Yeah, Adam. Oh,
Yeah,
unlucky. So Adam just missing out on the -4. But listen, to have what you get 101 points in game week 38, which was absolutely phenomenal. To stick the captaincy on KDB was, it seems it's weird, isn't it? Because I kind of look back at that and I think KDB home to Norwich. Why would I not put the captaincy armband on him? But he hadn't shown. He was kind of a bit in and out with his form up until that game week. But there were like FPL managers selling KDB ahead of game week 38. I'm like, are you kidding me? Why would you sell KDB? But the lure of Sterling was so strong, wasn't it? And people, I think, wanted to keep Salah as well. So
I could have easily put on Sterling, but it was just like at the dying embers of the game before it closed. I was like, might as well do something different because I hunched that everyone was going to captain Sterling, and that did the job. Before that, I was just on my captaincy was on Bruno the whole time for like 7 games. I didn't change it at all, and then I decided to change it to Sterling. I did on Sterling, and I swapped it to KDB, and I was like, and on hindsight, it was a very good move. But at the time when I made it, I was like, I'm not too sure if this is the right move.
So listen, we've just got into August. We're August the 1st in terms of when we're recording this. 1920 has been and gone. We're finished. What was your overall rank, by the way? Where did you finish?
I finished around 40k,
Okay.
out of 7 million. Before the restart, I was sitting around 2.5 million.
Wow.
I had a very bad season overall. Like the only highlight from as far as I can remember from the start of the season, it was Sterling's hat trick in game week 1, and then it kind of went up and then downwards.
So wait. So you were 2.5 million, and then you were finished in 40k after the restart. Nice. Yeah. Okay, that's what you call a good restart, man. That's really, really good. That's phenomenal. So we are in August. We've done that season. You finished 40k, which is amazing given where you were in game week 29. Tell us about the 2021 season then. So we know the Premier League is going to be kicking off September the 12th. Pretty sure that we're going to get an FPL game maybe in a few weeks' time from now. Like I say, we're August the 1st. I would say probably towards middle to end of August. I think FPL likes to give us a month or so to tinker with our teams, doesn't it? Yeah. Tell me, who are the first... We don't know the prices right now. That's the first thing we do. We don't know the prices. But prices to one side, who are the first 3 names on your team sheet? Who would you absolutely have, no question?
I mentioned before, Bruno Fernandes with the first one.
Even at 11 million? 11 million Bruno Fernandes, would you have him?
I probably would. Depends what options there are around that price range. I probably would. Definitely KDB. Proven, and he's been consistent for the past, don't know how many seasons he's in the city. So KDB definitely. Toss up maybe Salah, depending on price and also what I can do around my team.
So that's a third of your budget gone, Aaron. You've got Bruno, you've got KDB and Salah. Right. Where are the bargains going to be?
Probably defense, maybe Burnley again. Sheffield, and how they do, I don't know, but yeah, maybe also Jimenez. Also depending where Jimenez goes, because just yesterday, just talking about Jimenez to United and Jimenez to Juventus. We'll see about Jimenez, he's also proven, that he will take over points over the season. Yeah, lots of options. I really don't know until I can see the price. So we'll see.
Loads and loads of options. And I think you've hit on something there. Jimenez, linked to Manchester United, I saw a couple of days ago, right? So interesting that he could be on the move. But a name that has been very, very talked about in terms of the transfer over this summer is Jadon Sancho, right? So, and Jadon Sancho has kind of been... The rumour mill kind of flip-flops between Liverpool and Manchester United. My personal view on it is that I'm not sure that Liverpool are going to spend that big this summer. I get the feeling Klopp is kind of, tightening those purse strings a little bit round, maybe the changes with COVID and the fact that we've had to make a few changes in the club and, we're asking players to take pay cuts and stuff. And he's kind of come out and said, well, how can I go out and buy a Timo Werner, who obviously we missed out on, or how can I go out and buy a Sancho when I'm asking my existing players to take pay cuts and stuff? So, maybe, Chelsea come in and nicked Timo Werner from us. Maybe United are going to come in and nick Jadon Sancho as well. How would you feel about that? And what do you think Jadon Sancho's FPL price would be if he were to come to United next season?
Oh, yeah. Look, I am quite nervous for Jadon Sancho because I would really want him in my team. We have been crying out for an out-and-out right winger, right? A proper winger on that side. And I think Jadon Sancho will bring the quality. I haven't had a chance to watch him a lot, but only time I watched him was probably in Champions League games because we don't have. I don't really watch the Bundesliga. I can't wait to see what happens. There's always that chance that Woodward will just stuff up and or maybe not fork out the price that Dortmund was asking for. I heard that they are now in the midst of forming a payment plan like 60 plus 60 or something like that. I don't know, but
Something
we'll
like that.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they have a deadline, right? August the 8th. So in about a week's time, we will know where Jadon Sancho will be playing. His FPL price, I don't know. Probably newcomer in the league with some credible, credibility behind him. Probably 9.5, 10.5,
Yeah, I
maybe.
think so. Yeah, I
There
think
was
so.
what
Something
there
like
was. There was price last season when he came in, right? 9.5 for someone who came from League One. Probably 9.5, I think. We should be a fair price because he's like at the 9.5 is at the price where you have done some, you're pretty good, but then like it's your first season in the league. You don't know how good you are, and then if he does well, then he'll probably show up to 11 next season. We'll see.
Yeah, well, listen, a front three or four of, let's see, Sancho, Martial, Rashford, Bruno, Pogba, maybe Greenwood, maybe Daniel James in reserve sounds absolutely incredible, doesn't it? And as a Liverpool fan, I'm worried about you guys next season. Honestly, I think, we're obviously going to be strong again next season, and City will be strong again next season. But you guys, Chelsea are going to improve. You've got to think that, Arsenal and Spurs, one of those two has got to kind of probably improve on where they are this season. Arsenal, without the European football, maybe they're going to come to the fore as well. So listen, lots to happen, I think, over the next few weeks. Obviously, we've got the Europa League, we've got the Champions League throughout August, and then, of course, September 12th, we're going to kick off with the new season. Just a final thought from you then, Aaron. Where do you think United are going to finish next season? Do you think you can get a bit closer to Liverpool?
Ooh, I really hope that we can challenge for, well, not the title. Title, we're too far ahead. I mean, too far behind to catch up to you guys. There's a lot of work. Hopefully, a solid end to top four next season. I think if we can achieve that next season, we probably have a good chance in challenging for the title after that. But we'll see, because for United to have a solid finish to top four, we need to strengthen our bench. If we
Bit of
can
depth.
do that,
Yeah, depth.
yeah, if we can do that and the players can rotate more so that we don't burn out, because United's problem hasn't, since Ollie came in, it's not that we can't finish good, it's that we can't end. We can't end the season well, because you see the season before that, I think it was game week 32 onwards, that we just crash and burn, just draw, lose all the time. I mean, the infamous 4-0 loss against Everton, that was like the low. I was like, what the hell, But then come back this season, we come back strong, right? And there were signs of us tiring out again after the restart, especially the game against Southampton, West Ham, and Leicester. And that's because it was very evident that we don't have a good bench to rotate. If we can achieve that, I think a solid top four season it's something that we can expect from United, and then strengthen again more the season after, and probably can challenge the title. But obviously, it's just all my predictions. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. So there you go, United fans. Manchester United champions in the 22-23 season. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Aaron said it's going to happen. You're going to strengthen. You're going to get Sancho. It's going to happen. Aaron, listen, thank you for joining us here on the FPL Family YouTube channel. Well done. I mean, 2 point whatever it was million up to 40K since the restart is frankly unbelievable, and no surprise to see that you won the FPL Family Patreon Restart League. So fair play to you on that. Good luck for next FPL season, and see you over in the Slag, right?
Yeah, awesome.
Thanks a lot, Aaron. See you soon.